Okay, so we are about to start. Let me just interrupt your nice digestion of a very nice, excellent. I hope you have liked the caviar and the pheasant. The pheasant was particularly good. Paul from the FDS can confirm. Now, the thing is the following. The reason why we would like to have you here, it's not only because you stay very nicely in these red chairs, but because we have a lot of respect for your technical opinion. We will need now to write the paper on the basis of the teaser. We will evolve to the paper that will make the DIP that Brian Simpson will present to the European Parliament. We need your technical input. One of the ways of getting your technical input is through questions and answers. And please then send us, you have 1 week after this conference. I had a colleague from Sweden that was asking this. You have a week to send us if you want, either a fully fledged paper or a teaser, okay? But please, the only thing is, follow this methodology. It's probably not the best of them all, but it's one methodology. It's like Mr. Linnaeus. Now everybody classifies things in Latin the same way, so we need the very same thing. If you find the urge to add one more element to the classification that was given, fine. We are happy with that, but we have to come out from you with a clear idea what is the structure that you should use to report. If we manage to do this, then I think that we can answer a little bit to the request of the industry, is that we will focus the monies and the priorities, and we hope that we will inspire 2020 Interact funds to use the same priorities as we are using now in Motors of the Sea. Okay, so the same general priorities, then the specific tasks will be for each one to develop. But you have a chance of a lifetime, you have a chance in your hands to build a proper paper that Brian is ready to present to the Parliament and get it through and becoming a priority. So with this, some of the people came in, so we are now having a nice assistance, and we'll start the third session, which is the environment in change. And the long-awaited Per Stephenson on methanol. I mean, the man with the molecule. I just have to say that Per, allow me just a brief remark. I know Per for a couple of weeks. Actually, he worked in the commission with me in 1995, 1996, and 1997. And at the time we were developing the research in waterborne transport. That was the third and the fourth framework program, and we just created, how many were there? 55?
52 in the catalog.
52 in the catalog research project for a sector that was 0 when we started. So really fair. Floor is yours.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Yes, I'm going to talk to you about our MOST project, the methanol, the marine fuel of the future. We are, I think, the only ones that have ever thought those thoughts that we could use methanol. I will explain a little to you why and so on. And then also last week I realized that you had added to my speech actually that I was also going to talk about the Scrubber project. So I will do that also in the end here. But let's start with.
Yeah.
So let's start with the methanol, the marine fuel of the future. So this was a project that started in 2012, and we applied for financing here at the Motorways of the Sea. And you can see the partners here. It's us from Stena, it's Wärtsilä, who is the engine developer, Stena Oil, who is the bunker provider to our ships, and then the ports of Port of Gothenburg and Port of Kiel. Because this ship, Stena Germanica, she's operating between Gothenburg and Kiel. Gothenburg is Kiel. The challenge, well, you have seen this map many times, of course, and we had this discussion this morning also, what is triggering this kind of development and so on. And what should I say? Unfortunately, I have to agree that new regulations like this, they do trigger development, of course. And being an engineer, it is fun, of course. Being the one that are in charge of all the money, maybe it's not that fun. This was anyhow the challenge, and as you can see, the red lines here, that's actually Stena Line's ferry connections. And you can see that all of them are within the SECA area, except the ones in the Irish Sea. So, this was in 2008 that the decision for the SECA area came, and then we of course started at once to look into what should we do. And quite quickly, not really quickly, but after a while, we realized that there are 4 different options to go. And one is to continue to run on marine gas oil with 0.1% sulfur. That would at that time have costed, well, still costs about 40% more than to run on heavy fuel oil. And at that time, the heavy fuel oil price was around $700 per ton. So the heavy fuel oil, or the marine gas oil, was somewhere over $1,000 per ton. Today we pay about 450, I think, or something like that. And then the alternative then was, of course, to see if we could find some other fuels. And actually, my personal view is that somebody had big interests actually that we should start running on LNG. So somebody was helping to get those decisions actually. So because the rumor or the saying was that there's no problem because they could just run on LNG instead. And we know now that it's not just to run on LNG, it's quite complicated to retrofit the ship for LNG and extremely expensive. The third option was to install exhaust gas cleaning equipment. And the fourth option, that was to go and do your business somewhere else, which actually some have been doing. But that was not what we wanted to do. We wanted to continue to run our ferries in where we are running. So we found this new fuel methanol as an alternative also, because it's actually the same gas. So it's the same source as the LNG. Methanol is also liquefied natural gas. But the thing is that it's a liquid, so you can handle it just as you are handling gasoline, for instance. So that makes things much easier. And therefore we went deeper into investigating methanol, and we came up with our project. So in February last year, Stena Germanica, she left the port in Gothenburg and went to Remontowa shipyard in Poland. And there she was in 45 days converting to methanol, the whole ship, so to say. But we only converted one engine at that time, but we did all the preparations, so it should be easy to convert the rest. 26th of March, she came back again. And notice this, the market people, they have also been there, So now we have this super green, sustainable shipping all over the ship and so on, so it's beautiful. But that, pardon?
For our lawyers, because this is not...
What? oh yeah, you had the project, wasn't it? Yeah. Good things, they come again. So this is what the ship looks like right now. And I will come back a little to this with the super green. So far we say sustainable shipping, and then I add the super green in the meanwhile. What we did was that we found some ballast tanks in the middle of the hull, and we converted them to methanol. The good thing with methanol is that you can have it just to the hull plating, because with methanol, if there will be a leak or something, you will never find the methanol. It is biodegradable, and it will just disappear. So that means that we don't have the problems as we have with oil in the tanks, that we need to have it at the bottom and then the oil on top. We can have it in the double bottom. What we do, but since methanol is low flash point fuel, there could be explosive fumes on top of the liquid. So we have to have an inert gas system with nitrogen. So we are blanketing, this is called, on top of the tank, on top of the liquid in the tank. In that way we won't have any explosives there. And then we have a high pressure system putting in high pressure into the engine. It's called the common rail system when you have it in common. So this pump, today we are using 450 bars to inject it into the engine. This is a bit more looks like the ship, but I have quite short of time then if I should go into the scrubbers also. But here we have the tank, we have a special room for the high pressure pumps, we have a high pressure line going over to one for each engine, and it's 4 engines here. If we come to the engines, what we are doing we are adding one common rail system to the previous fuel system. So this is truly a dual fuel system. We can always choose between methanol or oil as a fuel. We always need a little oil as a pilot fuel, because methanol doesn't really work as a diesel fuel. It's an auto fuel, if you know what that is. It's like the difference between a diesel engine and a gasoline engine for a car. So, but by fooling it, by having already burning inside the cylinder when we are injecting the methanol, we can use the diesel process also for the methanol. I'm not going deeply into that right now. This is what the engines look like before and after. This is of course before, one single fuel pipe going in, and here is a little more piping because we have the methanol high pressure, we have the oil pipe, and we also have some you could call it hydraulic pipes for steering oil and sealing oil, which is needed because methanol is not a very good lubricant, not at all actually. So we have to have something to lubricate the injectors, and that's why we have these high pressure oils. That's a little about the technology. Also, when bunkering, as a part of our project, we actually had a plan to build a tank in Gothenburg and then have also a bunkering ship. And of course the plan was that we should have converted by now a couple of more ships. But for obvious reasons with those energy prices we have and so on, those things tend to take a little longer time. We heard that before about the LNG tank also that was planned in Gothenburg. So we didn't manage to find economy in building that tank. So instead we are coming with the methanol from another tank with the truck, and then we are fueling the ship from trucks. But that of course also has to be a lot of safety. So you can see on top here we have a fire extinguishing system. Also here we have foam guns, and you can see around the truck here it is walled in so that if there should be a leakage it would stay there and then it could be. The good thing with methanol is that you could dilute it with water. So if you have enough water, like twice as much water as methanol, then it's not flammable any longer. And then it's just easy to take care of. I made a question before about this, how should we deal with the zero emission that we have? Because actually using fossil fuels, even if methanol also, just like LNG, has a lower CO2 emission than the oil, it is still in the area of 80% or something. So to come down to almost zero, we need to come further somehow. And this picture is from the Swedish Ship Owners Association's research agenda. And what it says is that from maybe 2000 here into 2030, the goal is to decrease CO2 emissions with 30%. But we have already done that through different kinds of energy savings and so on. But to come further from there and over here to 2050, then we really need some kind of technology reach. And there we think that methanol is one of the possibilities. And the reason for that is, of course, that you could produce methanol from other sources than from natural gas. you can produce it from almost anything that has a coal atom in it. So here are some examples. This is a paper mill in Piteå in Sweden. There they are producing methanol and DME from it's called black liquor, which is something that is a rest from the paper industry, from the paper production. This is Svats, Engie. They are selling something, it's on Iceland. They are selling something that is called Vulcanol. I was actually there 2 weeks ago visiting this plant. What they are doing is that they are using electricity that is coming from a geothermal well, you could say, and running turbines on that. And then actually the gas that is coming out there is a lot of CO2 in that. So then they are taking that gas that is coming out from the geothermal power plant, and they are recycling that into the system here together with water, and you can make methanol. So it's this that is called electrofuel. It's quite fantastic actually. And they are selling this on the market as Vulcanol. Another way of making methanol is here, Enerchem, Edmonton, Canada. They are gasifying 100,000 tons of garbage, household garbage every year, and from that they make 40,000 tons of methanol. And here is from Delfzijl in Netherlands, and they are making biomethanol, and that is coming out as a part of the production when they are making biodiesel, because they make the biomethanol from what is it called? From something that is coming as a byproduct from the glycerol. Okay, you saw this picture before. So we are, as Claes said before, we are running most of our ships on the gas with 0.1% sulfur when it's inside the SECA. We have tried a new fuel, methanol. LNG we have not tried for the ferries, but we have some experience, of course, from our tankers. So we know what it's all about. So next step is, of course, to try scrubbers. So there's another new project that we had last year. So it started 2015, and we call it Scrubbers Closing the Loop. And that, of course, indicates that it's closed loop scrubbers that we're talking about. And surprise, we have the same partners here. Wärtsilä is part of also this project. And then we have decided that we should not only install scrubbers here. Of course, we are doing things in the maritime link, in the ports also. So we are looking into some IT solutions and so on there. And then we also want to look deeper into the scrubbers and the benefits and also the challenges with the scrubbers. So what we are doing is that we are putting scrubbers into the two ships that is going between Hoek van Holland in Rotterdam over to Harwich in UK. So this is the Hollandica, and this is, by the way, one of the largest RoPax ferries in the world. You can take 5 kilometers with cargo, together with how many passengers? 2,000 or something? Yeah. So it's quite a huge ship, and it is operating between Harwich and Hoek van Holland. So we have decided to put scrubbers on this ship. So that is the two first activities in the scrubbers closing the loop. But then we also want to look into really the environmental benefits with scrubbers and so on. So there we have something we call an integrated life cycle balance for Stena Britannica. So we will look at everything, so to say, as when you're making an LCA or less. But we're also going to add there some economics and things like that. Then that study will be done by the Environmental Research Institute in Sweden and Lloyd's Register. And then from that study we will develop guidelines how to deal with scrubbers and scrubber residues and so on. And that we will then, in the next activity, we will try to give that knowledge also publicly to anybody else that's interested. So we will do some training, and we will try to have an observatory platform where we are discussing together with other stakeholders about those things. Down here we have the port efficiency and single window reporting system, which is the single window reporting system is a regulation that came in force last year. So we added that into this project that we are adopting to that. And the port efficiency here we have some IT solutions to increase logistics in the port. So what next? Well, this is a study that we are doing right now. It's called Stena Electra. We heard before that electricity is something that is coming. Have anybody here heard about Moore's law? Moore's law, that is actually the law saying that in 2 years, the number of pixels on or transistors actually on a what do you call it, a card is doubled.
Moore's law.
Yeah, it's Moore's law. Yeah. So if you look at Moore's law and you look at batteries, you can see that maybe not every second year, but every 5th year or something like that, the capacity of the batteries and the efficiency of the batteries have been increasing. And when you look at, for instance, solar panels, you can see that from the year 2000 and until now, every year the efficiency have increased with 16%. At the same time, the price has gone down in the same area. So that means that today, the electricity that is produced from solar cells, you can have that for 40 cents per watt. And actually when you buy a diesel engine, it costs 30 cents per watt. So the solar energy is very close today to compete with so to say, the normal energy producers that we have. And looking then at the development that have been, what will it look like 20 years from now, 10 years from now? I'm quite convinced that we will have very cheap electricity for a long time. There will be, we will use solar electricity, and then we could actually also make the methanol in the electrofuel way, as I described before. And in that way, we could have batteries on this ship. We could charge those batteries with methanol engine, or we could charge them with or rather, and we can charge them with cold ironing. I mean, shore power, the electricity that would be available in the port. And in that way, we could operate this kind of ship. For instance, we are looking at the shipping line between Gothenburg and Fredrikshamn in Denmark, which is about a three-hour journey. So there we could, on batteries, sneak out of the port without leaving any fuel gases at all. And then somewhere out on the sea, we could start the methanol engines, we could charge the batteries, and then we could sneak into the port on the other side without any noise or anything. So this is really the future. So this, we really believe in this, and are working seriously with this project. That was what I was told to say today. Thank you very much.
Any questions on these or comments? I just would like to remember that this welfare has focused 3 areas here. Of course, methanol, of course, the scrubber, which is a different part, and the electric part. We have already 2 projects ongoing, one hybrid, between, if memory serves, between Getter and Vostok, and the second one, which is a full electric, between Helsingborg and Helsingborg. So these are new experiences. It is important that you tell us about these now and in a paper, because we would like to make these one of the future priorities with a common sense approach. So there are places where we can use them, places where we cannot, but the whole idea is what is this compound strategy for using the best possible solution. So please come on this. So, Captain.
Yes, I want to ask a question on the methanol. Yeah. On the methanol, which is on the gas, which is covering the methanol, to prevent it from being combustible. Is this normal inert gas they use on tankers as well, or is it different?
No, it is normal nitrogen.
Normal
Nitrogen inert gas. So we have double inert gas generators that is generated inert gas. And then we are using double piping in the whole system in the same way as you're doing with the LNG systems.
Is this poisonous or the gas?
No, that's the gas you're breathing about 70% right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you not to breathe to animals.
Not to breathe.
No, it's nitrogen. It's nitrogen.
Okay.
That's our air.
Get you in
Most of it
higher
is nitrogen,
atmosphere? Does it get you in higher atmospheres or not?
No, well.
The next question about lubricants of methanol. You use the same kind of lubricants on methanol that on other ships?
Yes.
The normal diesel engine?
Yes, with
There's no difference?
No, with this technology that Wärtsilä have developed, we can use the same lubricants.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other question on this? No other questions? So
They are all experts on Otto and diesel engines and things like that.
okay, but please prepare. We will have time for questions and answers, and really, it is important to go a little bit more helping pair on this. There will also be another attack on electricity on so we on this one. Per, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So and now I will ask for Mr. Klaus Ierch, and he is showing another approach. I like this approach very much. I think it's very elegant because it's coming from a small and medium company. So we have been listening to big companies doing their job as they should, but this is a small one that was confronted with a problem. And they were not discussing chicken and egg, they just solved it. That was very badly done, solving the problem. So I'm very happy that we supported it, and you're very welcome to start.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you for being here and being funded with our project. LNG and the AGMs, I want to first introduction a little bit our company, of course. Then I would tell about our solutions, how we retrofit our vessel, so Ostfriesland. And of course we can talk about the achieved goals what we have, and we still have things found what have to do and what we have to solve later on. Of course, better maybe for the next project. So, what is the AGM? The AGM is a shipping company in Maine. We have two main routes from Cuxhaven or for the island Heligoland, and our target now today for the MOS is the route between Emden-Borkum and Eemshaven-Borkum. Both of them are in the Waddenzee area, which is very sensitive, of course. And the rest of the company, we have a lot of smaller things. We have offshore business, we have railways on the island, we have hotels and airplanes. But as I told, the main thing is the shipping business. In the moment, we have already two LNG ferries. One is the Ostfriesland, which is retrofitted, and one is the Heligoland, which is new built end of the last year. So, what we're talking today about is the MOS project, which we have in this region, Waddenzee, from Emden to Borkum and Eemshaven. We have the partners, the ports, the end ports and the Groningen seaports, and in Groningen we have Energy Valley as what is Energy Valley? Sorry, it's the lobby club from the LNG part in the Netherlands. which are in this stage when we start with the project. The Dutch side was very, very far in front of us with LNG. So we decide to take a big partner on the LNG side in the Netherlands. This is a harbor site in Emden on the German side, new built 2001. We have located a good area here which we can separate for the bunkering. Then we have new built 2006 the harbor facility in Eemshaven, where we also can bunker and have to prepare the bunker procedures. And all ends, and this is what you see, a very, very small ferry harbor on the island. Here is the reason why we have to also investigate a lot of the maneuverability of the ship. So we have a ship which is built 1985, and a lot of people says, what do you do with such an old ship, and why you think about conversion. But of course we have a close look through the hull of the ship and to all the things we have, and as you saw before, our infrastructure is very important for us, the ramps and all what we have. So we look at our old ships and say, okay, normally it has to be stay for 40, 45 years. And with the old technique or with the new environmental technique which is available, what we can do to participate from that and to give our guests what they want, environmentally friendly tour to Borkum. So we have a nice idea. We cut the aft where the technique is inside and make a bigger new aft section on the old front end. So the nice thing is that we can build this section in the forehand and at the shipyard, and when all of the section is finished, then the ship goes to the shipyard and stays not so long for retrofitting. But before we did this, we investigate our area where we are driving, and this is one big thing, not to change only to LNG and burn as much as possible. We try to investigate our river, so we get a lot of information and start to investigate how much power is needed for the ship. We only said we want to need not more than 2 hours for the distance, but in all kind of circumstances. Means against the tide, with low water or high water, never mind. And then they start the computers and make some how it calls simulation, and we find out that we need 2,300 kilowatts of power. That means we can reduce the installation power to that what we normally said. We want to have 60 knots or something like that, then we need 2,700. So the second thing is the hull improvement. Of course, with the new aft ship, we can make a new hull shape, new lines, which are perfect for the new thrusters, which are very important for the maneuverability of the ship in the small harbor. So what we done, we cut it on the aft end, put the new technique and everything in the new section. We have other things what we can do. We have a lift for people with injured things that we have the possibility to go on all 4 decks, which are not possible before. So we have a lot of other things, and these are also the reason, not only on LNG, not only the environmental friendly thing, we also have people which driving with this vessel now for the next 25 years and have more space, more safety in the ship. All this was the reason why we did this. Here are some pictures what we have done. We cut the aft end, throw it away and put a new one on it.
Very good. Very intellectual. Simple. You know, to the point.
So, and what is the system done then? We find that for the river where we are with with tides, against the tide, with the tide, we can put, the best thing is to put a gas, diesel, electric system. So we have lean burn engines from Mitsubishi, we have dual fuel engines from Wärtsilä, and we have electric powered thrusters. In the middle of the engine room we have a 45 cubic meter LNG tank, which is enough LNG for 1 week. So we have not more than before work to do for bunkering. So before we bunker once a week diesel, now we bunker once a week LNG. We have additional looks that we have the cold recovery in the LNG system for the air conditioning system, so we get the cold out of the LNG for the air conditioning system. We have the heat recovery in winter time for the heating, the engines as well as the saloons. And this is all things what we have not before. Then one of the biggest milestones was the first bunkering April last year in Germany with LNG. It was a long story before. Everybody